Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo of the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are about to get started with Open Mic. It is September 10th, and it's a little after 10 o'clock Eastern Time. and we're going to go ahead and get started here. But first, as always, a word from our sponsors. And for patrons, I wouldn't be able to do everything that I do without all of them and all of you watching and supporting. So thank you all very much. InDigital is on a mission to improve the 911 industry. Our goal is to create something better to go above and beyond the current standards. Our passion for creating the most advanced, well-designed solutions led to our position as an industry leader in next-gen core services. For the millions of calls processed over our emergency IP networks, to our Text for 911 solution, Texty, to our disaster recovery and backup solution, Mevo, it's easy to see we love what we do. For more information, check us out at www.indigital.net.
Rapid Deploy believes that every public safety agency, regardless of size, should have access to the data they need when it matters most. That's why, since 2016, our mission has been to reduce emergency response times and improve public safety. We are the industry's only integrated emergency response platform. Our web-based cloud platform includes analytics, mapping, dispatch, and mobile apps, purpose-built for 911 in the 21st century. Visit www.rapiddeploy.com to learn how we enable effective, efficient, data-driven emergency response.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. I cannot get enough of that intro. That shit makes me laugh every single time. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Open Mic Live, where, we visit the lighter side of dispatch because laughing is good medicine. I'm going to throw up my branding here. Every time I say I'm going to throw up my branding here, I wonder if you are all watching thinking, is he talking about he's going to upchuck or something? No, I'm not. I'm not going to vomit. But every time I say it, it just sounds funny as hell to me. So here we go. Here we go with another one. This live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy. And we got to start out, as always, it is Thursday. We're already towards the end of the week. If this is your Monday, I apologize. Don't kick me in the throat with your foot bone. I apologize. But on a number or on a scale of 1 to 10, as we usually do, how are you feeling? 1 being shitty, of course, and then 10 being awesome. Where are you at? I'm around a 9 or a 10. It's good. It is hot as hell in this room. So that's at a 666 there. But what are your numbers? As I see everyone is coming up on the comments here, I want to see what your number is, how you're doing, where you're watching from, what are you watching on, roll call, all that good stuff. Shout out to the patrons as well as new patron Deborah. Thank you so much for becoming a patron of the podcast. I appreciate it more than you know. Looks like we got Tim up in this piece with a 7, James 8.5, Halcyon at a 6. We're going to try to get you up there, all right? We're going to get you up there. Roxanne is at a 37. That's pretty badass. All right. Very nice. Glenna's at a 10. Anthony's at a 7. Sarah's at a 5-ish. Okay. my homegirl Sarah, we're gonna bring you up. We're gonna bring you up there, Matt. We're gonna bring you up as well. Let's do this. We got some good stuff for you. We've got some guests that are going to be bringing on here shortly, and then we're going to be digging into those funny ass stories. So I'm hoping that at the end we're going to bring you up, Tracy. We got to bring you up there as well, my friend. And yeah, we're going to do some laughing, especially because I've got a promo video that I want to show you that is amazing, that was sent in. Again, Dare to Be Great 2 registration is up right now, and I'm going to put that up in here. That's not what I meant to. I didn't mean to put it like that. Jeez. Anyway, it's in there. If you haven't registered, make sure to register. It'll be October 6th through the 9th. We have some amazing speakers as well as industry partners that are going to be bringing you the best in tech and training and health and wellness, all different types of things. So make sure to get registered, share it, and it's going to be amazing. I'm now going to jump in and introduce my guests. Now, I mentioned this earlier, and actually this happened just a few hours ago. I was talking to a colleague of my guests, and we were able to make this happen. Been trying to get this going for a little while now, and I'm very excited. We're going to be talking about some stuff here that I think you will all enjoy. And then, like I said, we are going to jump in and get to it. Hold on here before we get to this. I'm just looking at the comments here really quick, and I see Glenna, I sent him my radio stroke. I'm sorry? What? Radio stroke? Glenna says, oh my God, Ricardo, you have to play Leslie's radio stroke. Where did you send it? Did you send it to me? Wait a minute. I don't know. Is this a bad one or is it a funny one? I'm not sure if I want to play it. Did you send it to the email? Put it in the comments where you sent it, and we'll get to that here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. These comments are going to start getting crazy. I can tell already. And I'm going to bring on my guests. I am very excited to have on Open Mic Live. We're going to pull up the screen right now. I see them in the green room here, and it was kind of funny watching them as they were listening to the intro as well, of me just, basically being a dumbass in some of my intros. So this is going to be good. So here we go. Here are my guests. I'm going to bring them up now. Oh yeah. Hey.
Hello.
Hey there.
What have you gotten us into? I'm like reading all this. I'm like, I was not prepared.
But I instantly felt like I was back home again, though. So
yeah, right. So, everyone who is watching right now, these are my good friends. This is Olivia Mead, as well as Eric. They are both with Yoga for First Responders. Hello.
Hi, Ricardo. I also want to say hi to Sarah Weston. We know Sarah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now there you go, right there.
We're gonna do some good work with her too.
With her this week.
All right, excellent. That is going to be good. Yes, it is excellent to have you both on here to talk about a few things that's going on with YFFR, and it's just exciting in general. I love yoga, and I will admit my ass has been slacking a little bit, but I'm jumping back in.
I feel like Dawn has come to my class because she's calling it torture. So I've been called that I teach yoga like a drill sergeant. Oh,
yeah.
And you told me, I think in one of the sessions or one of the episodes that we did, you had said, you would be great. You should come and take one of the classes and everything. I don't know now.
No, please. It'll be
Broken Bones on here.
Two broke toe. Okay, Lavelle needs to sue that teacher. That's not what happens. We don't do
that. You're a drill sergeant, but not that hardcore.
Yeah. Right. We stay safe. We're cool. We stay safe.
Nice.
Excellent. We don't break bones.
Good shit. And I like people like who say that Wi-Fi is good shit, because that makes me feel open to be able to say that kind of language. So I heard the disclaimer at the beginning.
The 3 A's.
The 3 A's. So
that's right.
We have the 3 P's that we use in YFFR. And this is how to do a self-check. So if you're ever like kind of feeling like, oh, I don't feel good, I don't feel grounded, you check on the pace of your breathing, the position of your body, and the perception of your mind. That's our 3 Ps, but I think I'm going to change it to the 3 As, and that's our training now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bringing more in.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that is excellent. So can you, Olivia, give my viewers here, the audience, just kind of an overview of YFFR?
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit organization. I started in 2000. I've been teaching yoga since 2003. I know I don't look that old, but I started teaching first responders in 2013. And I started giving them yoga. I was teaching veterans and military before that. And so I knew how to teach sort of this alpha population. But I realized when I was teaching with Los Angeles Fire Department that teaching first responders was a little bit of a different animal even than military, let alone the public. Mm-hmm. So I tailored the yoga to the specific needs of firefighters. And then I started teaching cops. So I made it specific to law enforcement. Then I started teaching 911 and dispatchers and paramedics. So I was tailoring it to the needs to make it job specific for job specific application and culturally informed as well. And what's interesting is that he's catching the comment.
Yeah, the crowds make me laugh, man.
But what's interesting is when I was tailoring the yoga is I actually took away sort of the westernized yoga that isolates a lot of people from it and took it back to the original Eastern intention of yoga, which is mastery of the mind and optimal functioning of your entire system. When you think of sort of the woo-woo aspect of yoga that the West kind of does, that's a product of yoga studios of the West. It's not really the core of what yoga offers. So I wanted to offer the true intention of yoga to the public safety who really, really needed the benefits that yoga provided. And it worked. And so now we went from just me teaching at Los Angeles Fire Department to a national nonprofit reaching thousands of public safety personnel and military personnel every year, and a full team, including, great advisors and a great operational team as well.
That is excellent. And I don't know if you're looking at the comments right now too. There's so much.
Yeah, I think when we were doing yoga at my firehouse, the farts were happening. Let's be honest.
So Eric, I was going to go to you next. Now that we've kind of gotten this overview and everything. Now you're a retired fire lieutenant, right?
That's correct. Yeah, 13 years on the job in the Midwest, in the Des Moines, Iowa area, and now work with yoga first responders in addition to another full-time job. But yeah, this is a passion. I mean, I got to see it with my guys, my crews firsthand, how they benefited from it, and now travel the country teaching it to folks all around the country. And so it's pretty awesome.
That is awesome, man. So I have to explain something really quick as these comments are coming in. So this right here, you had said those 3 Ps and there's a hashtag on it. Well, with this crew, every Thursday, there is a word cloud of, I don't remember if Kelsey is on here, what the number is now. I think she said last week it was like at 90 something words, but there are certain words that have been said that they're just adding a hashtag to. So there's a word cloud. There are all types of words that are on here. So if you're reading through there, so like Glennis says, when my husband did aerobics in the fire academy, oh my God, the fire.
Well, what's funny is when people especially in the beginning, when they're like, oh my God, you teach yoga to firefighters. Like all my girlfriends are like, oh, can I be your assistant? Can I be the towel girl? I'm like, it's not the calendar, okay? Those are not the guys that I'm teaching. It's sweaty feet, it's farts, it's like, that's who I'm teaching. It's different than what they perceive it to be.
It's a lot of pressure when you're doing the different, the moves and stuff, and you're trying to hold everything in, and sometimes it comes out.
Yeah, that's natural. When you twist, it happens. Let that shit go. We're all about that.
There you go. For those who are watching, just let it go. Don't be nervous about it.
Hashtag yoga farts. It's a real thing.
Hashtag yoga farts. Yeah. We're going to make a t-shirt. I was actually going to
That's
ask.
a great t-shirt.
Well, it is a great t-shirt.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
We're going to put like dispatchers. Hashtag yoga farts.
Because I was going to ask you in your audience, we have a shirt for every branch of public safety. Cool cops do yoga, hot firefighters do yoga. We have medics save lives, yoga saves medics. We cannot find a good, funny, interesting shirt for dispatchers. So it might have to be yoga farts unless someone can do something better. It'll say dispatchers yoga farts on it. So
fluffy but
flexible.
Oh, that is good as well. I'm already I'm already crying. This is good. So she just said it. For all of you who are watching right now, if you can come up with a good one,
it'll be on the t-shirt.
And whoever suggests it, we'll send you one, obviously.
I'm sure you can connect us with whoever comes up.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be able to go back through the comments and everything here to pick one. The hashtags are being added even more, hashtag let that shit go. I like if you turn into the fluffy but flexible. There was something in here as well. Let me scroll up really quick. Something about water yoga being great for us fluffy ones.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones in here.
I was talking with somebody yesterday that said that they do yoga on the edge of a dam in Pennsylvania. Like, it's called wing dam yoga, and they actually are doing yoga on the edge of a wing dam, and they said you have to be very present. I was like, right, but that seems very dangerous, because if you fall off of a wing dam, I mean, that can't go well.
Right. Hashtag wing dam.
Yeah. Like, why would you be doing this? And she was thrilled with it. I was like, nah, not for me.
It's like the pictures you see on Instagram of people doing yoga poses on the cliff, like a cliff. I'm like, I'm not going to ever do that. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to do yoga on a cliff. Like, way too dangerous. I like Sarah's yoga for the first responders. Twisting the twisted one. These are pretty good.
See?
Dispatchers do it all, including yoga.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're going to have so many. This is great.
Yeah, so you're going to have a lot to choose from. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. Even more than
one t-shirt.
Yeah, we can have more than one.
Mugs and all kinds of
mugs.
Stuff. So.
Badass. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Going back to that whole cliff thing, though, I would be this man. I couldn't do that. I would be like, who said it in here? Dawn. I'd freaking fall in. Yeah, I'd fall over or.
But no one's doing yoga there. Like, that's not real,
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Maybe what it is it's one of those pictures where it shows like Instagram and they're right on the cliff doing like, tree pose. But then the other person who's there with them is taking the picture and like it's just about that far from the
exactly. Like it's just a little like hill. Yeah.
Angle. It's all perception.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a good perception, commentary too.
I mean, the crowd's loving dispatchers, yoga for dispatchers, untwisting the twisted one. Untwisting the twisted. I mean, if that's resonating with folks, I'm kind of digging that too. So,
man. There you go.
I know.
Write this down.
Start taking notes. It's a good group. Yoga stretching the headset.
I mean, yoga stretching the headset.
Dispatcher. I like the dispatchers do it all.
Is it just easier just to take a picture of these? This is me working technology. Are you taking a picture with your phone of the screen? Yes, that's happening right now.
That works, yeah. Unless you're going old school style.
You're about to, and then we're like, it's 2020.
It's taking too long, so just taking a picture of the screen.
Exactly.
Masters of the chair pose. There you go.
Masters of the chair pose.
Now,
you know
to be
what?
fair,
yes.
I was going to say we work with the Air Force, and the Air Force has definitely kind of like
taken the chair force.
Yeah, they've taken chair force.
Oh.
So dispatchers are going to have to like go like fist to fist with fisticuffs with the Air Force.
Yeah.
There's one there too.
So, we did it in a headset. Oh my God, that's a great one too. These are brilliant. Anytime I have a question, Ricardo, like anytime I'm like, ooh, I don't know what to do with it, I'm going to come on and I'm going to ask it to your group.
Yeah. Right.
Because I'm getting the answers.
Just ask live, man. Yeah, it all works out. So as we're going through all of this and everything, and so from your thoughts, of course, why is yoga important to those in 911?
Yeah. To put it really sort of short, precise, and blunt, is that there is not currently a skill set for 911 dispatchers and that's what we provide. So there's a missing skill set in almost all of public safety training. Now, let me ask you this, Ricardo. When you train to be a dispatcher, how much would you say, like percentage-wise, of your training was for the mental and emotional aspect of it?
You're talking when I first started?
Yeah.
When I first started?
Or anyone, like percentage, how much of
academy, right? I mean, my department had an academy for the dispatchers. So.
Well, when I first started, my first shift, it was a midnight shift, and I watched my trainer take a 911 call, and then it was my turn.
Oh, right. Jesus.
Yeah, and so it was about a week or so later that I had. Oh, look in the comments, Dawn.
Yeah.
0. That's basically what I was going to get at as well, because when I went to the beginners training, actually, I take that back. There was one instructor in the beginners training that I had that actually talked about the mental aspect, but it was weird because it was almost taboo a little bit. Like some people were also there and they're like, oh, should you be talking about that? Like they got to know, they got to know what they're getting into. So other than that, other than that one person, and this is 2001,
right?
There wasn't anything. Just like people are saying right here, 0.
Would you call that, like when that person introduced it? Would you call it, like when they introduced it, training, or more of like a discussion, or they brought it up?
They brought it up. Speaking from their own experience,
right?
That I appreciated because I was able to get it from someone who really, understood and was making it real. It wasn't something that anybody else was doing. It was all them, and they were sharing that. So it wasn't actual training. It was just them talking on their own experience.
So how much would you say, and this is for everyone, obviously, because I'm enjoying hearing these responses, seeing these responses. How much of the job to do it well, to do it long-term, is mental? Like percentage-wise, how much of the job is mental grit and robustness, would you say?
Jeez. The percentage on it. And those who are watching as well, answer this too, because it is, it's almost all of it. It's the mental aspect. It's almost all of it.
Right. So you're not, when I've asked this of firefighters, and I've asked the same questions of SWAT operators, and your answers that you just gave were identical to theirs. Was no training for the mental aspect, if at all. And about 95% of it is mental. But we're getting...
It seems to be a mismatch there across the board.
So obviously there's short-term, urgent, tactical skills you just need to know.
Right.
Obviously. And that's great. But if you are not, on the job to do those skills, I don't care if you know them. They're not worth anything if you're sitting on your couch on disability, because a stress-based issue came up. So what yoga provides, and this is a lot of people have a misconception about yoga because they think it's just physical. And that's really what has been pushed out there in the West about yoga. The physical aspect of yoga is valuable, but it's really a vehicle for the mental and neurological aspects of yoga, because that is what yoga is really for. Yoga was to train soldiers to have that elite edge on their, on the enemy. And without that, you can train everyone. Like even Navy SEALs say that you can train skills about the same level, but then to get through Hell Week, it takes something extra. And that's the mental and the nervous system grit. That's what yoga is teaching originally. And what Yoga for First Responders does is takes out the crap of the West that has made it into a female-centric sort of light exercise and turned it back into badass warrior training, which was the original intention of it.
Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. You know, when you had asked that percentage, that last one that you had asked, I was going to say 98. And I thought, man, is it really that high? Yeah, it is. And then looking at what everyone else is putting on here, except Gary went with 98.876. Somebody said that's very,
Very precise.
but yeah, it's,
That's a good one too.
and it's good. You know, it is very, I wish that I would have started practicing a lot sooner than I did, but I think everything for me specifically, you know, happened the way it was supposed to happen, because eventually I was able to help that one person who had called in
Right.
on 911, and I was able to share what I had been doing. And I, every time, and I know it'll be like this for the rest of my life, every time I practice yoga, I will think of that person, and I hope that person is okay. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, that the warrior badass training. Love it.
And listen, it doesn't mean that I'm kicking your ass physically all the time. You know, warrior badass training is here.
Mhm.
And that even translates to the physical. But let me tell you, the hardest thing people have to do in my yoga class is stand or sit still and breathe and focus on their breath. And when I say focus on their breath, some people roll their eyes like, okay, I'm breathing, I'm noticing it, blah, blah, blah. We do tactical breath work. So,
Kevin, there's plenty of badassery there.
you are a badass, Kevin. But we're doing tactical, measured, controlled breath because that affects the nervous system. You wouldn't believe how difficult it is for 30 seconds for someone to not fidget and look around and get distracted. That's the mind mastering us. So for us to master the mind, we have to treat the mind like a dog, a puppy that we're training. Sit, stay, sit, stay, sit, stay. That's the hardest part. We use the physical to get there. So it doesn't mean like I'm going to make you do 100 push-ups. I mean, I might, but not always.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. When I first started practicing and really, you know, also practicing meditation, it was the hardest thing. Like I was reading books and stuff, and I thought it can't be that hard. Like how hard can it be? And one of the exercises was to, you know, to sit with your legs crossed, put your, you know, your hands just kind of out and loose, and just close your eyes, pay attention, you become aware of your breathing, but in your mind, picture a flame, and stay focused on the flame, and you know, try to get yourself one with the world, really. And that was the hardest shit to do. Like I could not. I would, like you were saying, I would fidget, I would move around, and then I would start thinking about, oh, I wonder what should I grill today? I'm like, what are you doing? You know, I'm arguing with myself in my head. But
Yeah.
then the first time that I was able to really focus, I felt like this warmth, and it was the coolest thing. And then I continued to practice it, but it took a lot of discipline.
You know,
Yeah.
that flame practice is one that's very traditional. And I did that in yoga in India for my yoga training there with an actual flame. And sometimes you get distracted, but on the other side, which is also you not getting focused, is I'd fall asleep a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? Sorry.
Well, I was just looking at some of the comments, and so as a firefighter, the people I worked with all had ADD, or we were all moving around, probably because we were hopped up on coffee until every hour of the day. Let's be honest. But that's one of the reasons why we actually do some of the physical work before we actually get into some of the stillness aspects of it, right? Because if your mind is constantly wandering, they actually say you should work the body. And if the body is constantly wandering, you should actually work the mind. And so there's kind of that dichotomy between the two things, that they actually work together. And so we actually need to work on both of them to get really into that spot where you can actually sit still and quiet the mind for a minute. Let's be honest, that's the goal at the end of the practice. And we have firefighters that, quite frankly, I work mostly with firefighters, so that's just my frame of reference, who have hard time sleeping because of the calls and the work they do, but they say they slept the best they have in decades after a 1-hour yoga class, because it's finally given them a chance and some tools to actually quiet that mind just long enough to give them a little bit of relief, which is amazing and awesome. And then there's the other physical aspect of it too, which we can get into whole conversations about how the body stores stress and trauma in the tissues of the body. And that's a whole nother conversation to get into that yoga is also coming after.
But that's absolutely right. Like one of the reasons when you think of yoga, the physical aspect of yoga as the physical part, as the vehicle part, it, like Eric said, you're using it. The purpose of it is so you can get to that stillness and that regulation and back to baseline. Because if we don't move the body and process the stress out, we are going to be fidgeting, and it's going to be a lot of energy moving versus settled. I always explain it like a snow globe. That the particles are all moving around, and we're trying to set the snow globe on the table and have all the particles move down to the bottom and come to baseline.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff, and we're actually I'm not sure. Are you familiar with Stephen Kotler at all, Ricardo, by chance? He wrote The Rise of Superman a while back. And so he's written many books. He's also the leading researcher on flow. And what he actually is coming into is realizing is that he's calling yoga, mindfulness, meditation, wisdom sciences that are thousands of years old. And then there's neuroscience, which is the new version of study that's actually figuring out the scientific principles of all of these wisdom sciences and why they work. And so what yoga is and mindfulness is actually applied neuroscience practices is what they're figuring out, which is super cool, right?
Yeah.
More than just stretching, right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I see Glenna's question here. 100%. It's the reason it's great to do after a critical incident is because we're not replacing any other modality out there that might support after a critical incident, such as peer support or CISM or anything like that. But what we do is almost a bridge to that. It's very difficult for the brain after trauma or stress to be able to communicate. So if you're going to go into a talk model of therapy, which I highly love and recommend, it's almost hard for the brain to be able to communicate and remember and do the therapy. So what yoga does is allow the nervous system and brain to regulate and process those high stress hormones out so you can take advantage of the other modalities. And that's why we really want to do a consistent practice. So it's not only for critical incidents. A lot of times when we talk about wellness and stress management, a lot of people think we're just talking about after a critical incident. I'm talking about all the tiny little stressors you're not going to write home about, you're not going to think is a critical, stressful circumstance. But all of those things are going to chip away on your nervous system. And you need to have this consistent practice in your toolbox so that when the big thing does come along, you have prepared proactively with this training to be able to process it out and then do whatever further steps you need to do to take that stress and get stronger from it. Resilience doesn't mean just bouncing back and coming back to work the next day. Resilience means that you have gotten stronger because of the stress that you've encountered. So those tiny little stressors, that's going to build up, so we have to also take those seriously too.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And I see a lot of talk about like their peer support programs. I was a peer support trained on my fire department. I went through the IAFF peer support training. Actually, just about 2 months prior to being introduced to yoga for first responders. And so I believe in both of the models, but I really wanted something that was going to be proactive rather than just waiting for something reactive after the call all the time, right? I wanted to give my crews and my team proactive tools they could use to get ready for the bad call, not just wait for the bad call to happen and then deal with it, or deal with so much stuff that you're drinking every night, or you're getting divorced, or you're pissed off at the world. I mean, why can't we live a better life all the time? And so then instead of waiting for folks to get jammed up on the backside. So that's what I was really brought in.
And it's proactive training, like all the other training you get proactively before you get on the job, right? You don't just get thrown in there and then learn how to do it later. I mean, maybe with some things, but not really. And I say Kevin there says the chronic callers with minor issues. That's one of the number one things I ask people in my presentations. I say, what are these little, I call them taps, little taps on your shoulder that keep happening, right? And I ask them about it. And that's one of the number one things people say are those frequent flyers.
Ooh, I like that one. Resiliency is strength training.
Yes.
I actually, because I was working with a firefighter on Instagram just before I came into this meeting, and he said, "Is yoga going to help me become stronger?" Because that's what firefighters care about: picking up big shit and putting it down.
Right.
I'm a company officer. I'm not the biggest guy in the world, so I'd use my brain instead. Tell them what to do. But I was explaining to him that yes, it's going to help him be stronger. But I really like that quote. I should have told him that. Resiliency is strength training, brother. I mean, come on.
That is awesome.
See Heidi on here. She's one of our teachers. Hi, Heidi.
Man, this has been excellent. There's so much information that's coming in, and a lot of people are taking from it. So this is really, really good. So as we're going into the wrap up of this segment, one, what advice do you have for anyone who's looking at getting into doing more yoga, practicing, starting to do anything? And where can they learn more about what it is that YFFR does?
Yeah, I think the advice that I would give is I don't want anyone, if you're breathing right now, if you're breathing and you own a spine, then you can do yoga and you are a yogi. So, I don't want to hear, oh, I'm not in shape. I'm not a yoga body. If you have a body, you can do it. It's a yoga body. Yoga is our inherent right as humans. And all it is yoga is life training. Yoga was invented thousands of years ago by masters and sages for us to figure out how to get through this shit show. And you guys have more of a shit show than other people do, than regular citizens, And so that's why it's so important that yoga is not just good for first responders. It's meant for first responders. So please don't consider yourself not a yoga person if you aren't in the physical shape you want to be. Breath is the number one thing I want you to focus on. If you do a consistent breathing practice, you are someone who's practicing yoga. So I want to be able to give everyone here that opportunity with Yoga for First Responders. And so we do have our app. And our app is called Cyber Academy. So you can find it on the App Store. You can go to our website and get it there. You can sign up online or just on the app. It's also on all the, Apple TV and all that sort of stuff. There's a free version and it has breathing, your basic movement, your basic meditation on there. So if that's all you want to do, free version has it. We have 75 plus videos and audio for the subscription. And we have a discount code for everyone who's listening here. So the discount code.
There's a couple of last minute good ones coming in that they're conducting on the shit show and the dispatchers do yoga in the shit show pose.
Yeah, I mean, these are all great. Yes. We're going to get these people shirts. But the discount code is trenches.
All right.
So
Yeah.
And the app is Cyber Academy.
Cyber Academy. Easiest way to find it might actually be go yoga for first responders.org and then click on Cyber Academy.
Yeah, even if you go to the App Store and you just do YFFR or Yoga for First Responders or Cyber Academy, it will come up. Or you can go to our website up there and it's right there on the bar, yes. Cyber Academy.
And to use the discount code, use the website.
Oh, use the website to do the discount code.
I hate to crush on the Apple's not one of your sponsors, are they yet, Ricardo?
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
What it looks
I was going to say Apple takes a whole lot of fees when you go through the App Store, so we can actually charge a little bit lower rate if you go straight through like yogaforstresponders.org. So go through the website and then use the discount code. It's cheaper.
Yeah, and so that discount code would make it $4 a month, which is less than a cup of coffee for your consistent training for mastering the mind and optimal functioning of your system.
Yeah, and besides Cyber Academy, which is the big thing here, we do in-person programs once we can travel again for COVID.
Yeah.
So we do in-service trainings for departments around the country. In 2019, we were at 140 plus departments teaching 12,000 different first responders across 4 different countries, I think even. So yeah, we travel and come to you as well because We don't want people to go to yoga studios per se. We want to make sure that you're someplace where you feel comfortable, where you feel safe, where you're with your brothers and sisters, and we bring it to you instead. So that's really kind of our mission.
Yeah. We're getting online courses. We're pivoting online more like everyone else is too, but in person and online. But if you need something, please let us know what you specifically need and we'll create it for you.
That is excellent. And for those who are watching, I actually got a chance to use all of this when it was still kind of in beta. It was, I don't know, about a month or two before everything was released publicly. And I remember I was at the I was in California for the CalNINA conference, and I had just gotten my code, and I think I woke up at like 5:30 or 6 in the morning. Actually, no, it was 3 in the morning because of the time change. I was up really early, and I had set up my laptop, and I was going through, and I was doing a bunch of different ones that you had there. The breathing one, I'm trying to remember the name of one of the ones that I did, but I took pictures and I sent them to you. I was like, I'm doing this. This is good stuff. So for those who are watching, make sure to take advantage of that opportunity. Also, really quick, so when people are first starting out, like you've got your first timers in there, what are, and I don't know if you can even say, but what are some of the, I guess, more funny things that have happened? Because and the reason I ask is because when I first started doing yoga and I was stretching, there was a lot of colorful language that was coming out.
I'm so glad you asked, because I have a story. I have a story about his crew that I'll tell you. I'll answer Glenda's question before I forget. I am no longer in California. I live in Colorado now, but I am a California native. But all right, here's my story.
Yes.
So they're all, some funny things of people, turning the wrong way, this and that, what have you. But with his crew, I had them laying down on their belly, and they were doing a baby cobra. And baby cobra pose, you're laying down flat and you're just lifting your upper chest up, okay, to strengthen back muscles. Super important to press your pelvis into the floor, okay, because you want to stabilize the low back. So it's really important. And I kept telling them, make sure to press your pelvis bones, press them down, press your pelvis down into the floor. This one guy kept lifting his ass up. Each time I would say, go put it down, he would lift it up, up, up. And I kept saying, Joe, like pelvis down, like, right in the front of your body, like put it on the floor.
Trying to be politically correct.
Trying to be nice. Finally, the guy next to him looked and said, Joe, it's where your dick is. And then he was like, oh. And then he put it, he had to identify where his dick was. And then he could follow direction. So I know with firefighters, I have to use very specific anatomy cues. So
That is hilarious.
That's what it's like teaching yoga to firefighters specifically.
Oh man, see, and I was wondering, because I've seen a lot of the videos on different articles and on the website and stuff, and I thought, I wonder the types of shit that ends up happening in the beginning with those who are brand new. There's probably those that are huffing and puffing, are like, I don't want to do this, or they start to stretch and they're like, oh shit, saying out loud, I'm gonna rip something.
Yeah. Oh no, that happens all the time, for sure. But
Again,
but yeah.
What most yoga teachers don't deal with, right? Because they're not in our
Yeah.
world. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's some stuff that you might have heard under your breath when I'm walking away or something, but
So there's only a little bit of time left for this whole thing. I might just keep you on here.
I mean, if the people don't
I feel like
mind,
I've taken I want to hear their stories.
Can we be here for the funny call?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's the stuff that's coming in right now. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. Any of your 911 stories that you want to share, that you usually share, bust them out, because Olivia and Eric want to see some as well. And this will make it even more fun. So I have to mention up here really quick, Leslie says, for me, it's like an elephant trying to tightrope on dental floss.
I feel that way too, Leslie. It doesn't. I don't think that ever goes away when you're trying to do it.
In fact, I think we're probably the only yoga people that actually have like a blooper reel, because every time we're filming
Oh,
something
we do.
for Cyber Academy, I'm usually she's teaching and I'm usually the demo person on screen. And I laugh and fall out of poses all the time because I'm still a kid at heart, really, I guess. And so, I mean, we've got blooper reel out, probably more hours of blooper reel than we do of actual like yoga class on tape at this point. Just
You know what? I made him crack up when we were filming for Cyber Academy. We're actually filming now that we can get out. We're filming more of our first responders out there as the students. But when we were trapped in our apartment, it was Eric as the student. But I was trying to make everyone feel comfortable, but with a forward fold. He doesn't have great hamstring flexibility,
Like
which
none.
is fine. Which is
None.
fine, right? So I was trying to make like all the viewers feel more comfortable. So I said, and totally straight face, I was like, I know it doesn't look like it, but Eric is in a forward fold right now. And he didn't think I was going to say that. So he looked at me like, what the fuck? Why did you say that about me?
right under the bus for everybody else to see. I thought it was great.
Oh man.
He did really good, which he was.
Yes.
Dick down dog.
That's
Yeah.
another one. Perfect, because like I saw a cup from one of our from 511 actually, that or Black Rifle Coffee Company, one of those guys. I was browsing for some merch, and they had a cup that was like going over like tactical skills. It was like called like the Stabby Cup, and it was basically like gave like 2-step directions on how to like slit a throat and stab in the kidney. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like 511. I think it was Black Rifle Coffee Companies actually, but in these comments, like we've like gone probably maybe a little too soft with our t-shirts. I need to put Dick Down Dog on a coffee mug, and that will be in every firehouse and dispatch center and police station in the country. You know damn well it will be.
Yeah. You found it here on Open Mic.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Man, let's see. Took 9-year-old nephew to yoga and he made all the animal noises. Best class ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good stuff. Okay, so they sent me the email. I have it here. I don't know if I can play it. Let me see if I can download it here. Oh man, I downloaded in just a couple seconds. Okay. All right. Now, Leslie, just play it or actually show the video, because it looks like there's a radio on here or something. Oh, I'll just go ahead and play it. All right. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
North-south alley between 9 and 10, south of Riverside. Copy. The north-south alley between number 9 and 10, that's the Riverside.
I have to hear that again. Yeah, it sounded like you stroked out there at the end. You were just saying it so fast. Hold on, let me replay it.
North-south alley between 9 and 10, south of Riverside. Copy. The north-south alley between number 9 and 10, that's the Riverside.
Could you hear it at the end? Okay, so people are saying just play it. I've played it twice already. Did you hear it? Did you hear it come through?
We heard it on our end.
We heard it, yeah.
All right. For those who are in the comments, I want to make sure that you heard it, because it's right at the end and okay, someone did hear it. Okay, good. Because Brent is like, ha. I'm gonna play it one more time. It's right at the very end. She sounds like she stroked out. You can't. She's just like blurting.
See, okay.
All right. Here we go again.
North-south alley between 9 and 10, south of Riverside. Copy. The north-south alley between number 9 and 10, that's the Riverside.
Okay, so I definitely hear it.
She said
down, Dick Down Dog. That's what she said. Well, see, what's funny is for me not being in the biz is that it sounds to me like they're always stroking out. I could never hear what they're saying. So to me, I was like, yeah, that's pretty normal.
Oh man, and you can hear people in the background like, what? Yeah, sometimes that shit happens when you're talking on the radio and you go to repeat something, you're like 10-4, and it just comes out and you unkey and we're like, I hope they understood that. I don't know.
And when we're in the rig, we're just like, okay, whatever, hit the button.
Gibberish is the best. So I'm going to play a video here really quick. This goes along with Dare to Be Great 2. And what I wanted some of the speakers to do is I wanted them to create some promos for some of their sessions. So I have been, ever since I got all of them, and there's still some that are coming in, I'm posting the promos like one right after, or every other day rather, is what I'm doing. So every other day I'm posting different promos. So I think my homeboy Hank is on here, and my mom is on. Hi, Mom.
Gloria! My mom shows up to my videos too when I do live in our Facebook group.
Oh yeah,
always shows up too. Yeah,
that is awesome. See, and everybody knows Mom. A few weeks ago, I was in Florida doing some work stuff, and I surprised her. And for Open Mic Live, she was my surprise guest, and she was on with me.
That's cool.
I asked my mom to come on. She wouldn't do it on my live stuff.
Oh man.
Maybe your mom. Can your mom be a guest on my live? On my
of course. Yeah.
Ricardo's mom, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, see, so Hank knows what I'm about to do. So this is the raw footage. And I have to add an intro and outro, but this is a good promo. I laughed so much at it. It was so good. So here we go. I love you, Hank.
Hi, I'm DJ, Hank's better half. I'm here to give a shout out to Dare to Be Great 2020. Okay. This will be a great free virtual conference where you will see some of the best speakers in the industry. Prepare to learn a lot and maybe even have some fun. What are you doing?
I'm looking for Charter, Texas.
Charter, Texas? Okay. Part 2, Dare to Be Great, is presented by the absolutely fabulous Ricardo Martinez. Why are you interrupting me?
I'm looking for Charter, Texas.
Why are you looking for Charter, Texas?
It's where all the buses on the highway are going. I wanted to see what all the fuss was about.
Charter, Texas. Oh, my stars. Okay, well, join Hank October the 9th at 11:15 and hear how Carrie's Law came to be. Hank had to wade through a lot of crap, but he just scraped off his boot and he moved on. He didn't give up. I'm trying to do something nice for you and you keep interrupting me. I'm going out of here. Get a haircut.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that was excellent. Thank you, Hank and DJ, for doing that promo. Again, I have to add the intro and the outro piece to just put up their session again. But thank you so much. That is such a good one. That is excellent. Now, scrolling back up here really quick, there is a call on here, a quick story. It says, we have a state barracks out of Hamburg. I keyed up and said that I contacted PSP Hamburger. Oh, well. See, another one of those things, man, when you're on the radio and you just end up messing up. And like Leslie was saying, you do it with confidence and you just continue.
What did you call that chief one time?
Oh, I'm in sales now. I was making a sales call, and there's a chief that I was supposed to call, and his last name was like probably, I don't remember what his actual name was.
Started with an A.
But I had so much confidence going to this call. I was like, I talked to the lady. It's like, got through the assistant, got to the chief. It's like, hey, Chief Arrowhead, this is Eric. And I realized that Arrowhead was not this guy's name at all. And you could hear him just kind of like mumbling, and so I just kind of rode that all the way to hanging up the phone, and just kind of that's my way of unkeying the mic on that.
And
one.
I was like, Chief Arrowhead. Like, what is that? Like, seriously, like an Indian chief?
Yeah, like, I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it happened, but
Yeah, so when I was in dispatch, I think it was so people would mess up my name all the time, and I think it was because whenever I would answer the phone, I would say, "Elegant Central, this is Ricardo." Now, if I'm saying it too fast, people probably didn't hear the "ri" part and only heard the "cardo." So I would always get Carlos, and I would just let it go. And sometimes an alarm company would call back, and then I would hear someone on the other side of the room say, "Is Carlos over there?" And I'd go busting up laughing, and then I'd pick up the phone, and I'd say, "This is Ricardo," and the person would go, "Oh, my bad." I'm like, man, it's all good. People get my name wrong all the time. But one of the times, it was I think Rodrigo. I'm not sure where that one came from, but
close.
Starts with an R, ends with an O.
Yeah.
wing and a miss.
Right.
Hank here says, still need a haircut.
Let's see how long you can get it, Hank.
Oh, I know.
Keep going.
It looked a little long there.
Curling under.
Well, that's how you get it off the collar. I mean, we had a policy that you had to have the hair off the collar, right? And so I had a guy on my crew that thought it'd be awesome to grow a mullet in like 2012. And so, no joke. So he went out and got a Jerry curl perm on the back part of his mullet.
Perfect.
To keep it off the collar. And he's like, "Lieutenant, you can't do anything to me. It's off the collar." And I was like, "Neil, you're right. I can't. There's not technically you're right. I can't do anything to you with that perm mullet."
Oh,
so good old Neil. He got
very resourceful there.
Right? Yeah. He was willing to go through the trouble to go get a perm done so he could have that mullet.
So Brent here says, I was always called Fred, answered with my first name. I guess it sounds like Fred. Brent? Okay. Yeah. Sounds just like it. Dawn says, I give my last name on the phone and they call and ask for Danny for some reason.
And Hank's going for the mullet.
So that'll work. That'll be excellent to see you in your session and rocking that mullet, man.
Yeah.
If you have any other stories that throughout the week, please throw them in there. My mom is here laughing. So I have to tell you too that whenever my mom is in the comments, usually people start putting out stories that are kind of risque. more so because it's me cracking up and trying not to read certain ones because my mom is on and I'm embarrassed as hell.
Are they being nice because I'm on?
What's that?
Are they being nice because I'm on? So they're keeping all the risque ones. They're like, oh, we'll be respectful of the yoga girl.
Oh, so that's a challenge for those who are watching right now.
I can take it.
Oh, shit. Hey, you might have to read some of them that come up then.
Gauntlet has been thrown.
I know, and that's when I sign off. Like, bye.
All right, it's like, see you later.
Yeah.
Ricardo can deal with this after the
Yeah. So Taylor says, I get called Blake. I answer with my last name. Oh.
Blake. That's funny.
Yep. I can see that. Let's see, Don. I need to start taking notes during the week. I forget the good stuff by Thursday night.
Or we talk about poop.
That's fair.
We do. I don't know what it is, but it seems to happen every single time when we're doing. I think someone even said that they know that they're coming out. Oh, crap! Now I'm trying to remember what they had said. Basically, they were saying that this is like a shit show because we're always talking about poop, back farts. But this is the shit literally that happens in dispatch at times. I mean, there was a person that I knew that, or that I still know, we're good friends. When they were at their dispatch center still before they went to the private side, they had a fart corner. Seriously, they had a fart corner because Whenever people would get gassy, they would tell them to go to the corner and crack one off there. Try not to crop dust on your way back, but that's what they would do.
You're stuck in the pod for so long. You don't want to bring it over here.
All right, I'll tell something that's happened, a yoga teacher horror story. This actually did not happen when I was teaching public safety. This was years ago when I taught in a yoga studio. When you go to yoga, gentlemen, okay, and you might wear shorts, like basketball shorts, just make sure something's underneath those basketball shorts, because there would full on be a nutsack that would come out the side of shorts in yoga poses. And I'm like, speaking of not training, for not a missing skill set, in yoga teacher training, they don't really teach you how to deal with some guys like nutsacks hanging out. So then you're just like, go over here. So luckily that has not happened with my first responders.
Oh, well, you just jinxed yourself now. It's just like saying the Q word in dispatch, or when there's a full moon, some shit ends up happening.
It's that 911 bitch. Oh God.
One time had a frequent flyer that would call and ask for that 911 bitch. We would all answer up and laugh. That is funny right there. Let's see. Up here it says we had a TC. Oop, got to go up. We had a TC. Last name was Wood. When someone would call and they said they got wood last time, they always had to put them on hold. Man, I would have been laughing as well. There was a lot of times that stuff like that would happen, and it just happened to, like, the planets aligned, and it would be the funniest thing. And I would have to put my headset up and start busting up, because sometimes it would happen so fast I wouldn't be able to put them on hold fast enough. So I put that up there. I'm like, ha ha. Whew. Okay, yeah, we'll make sure to get
He was tweaking something and holding his phone. Oh, jeez. Oh, you have that one story you told me about.
There's all kinds of stories.
Wait a minute. Is this a two-part story here?
Feel
Is
like
that a two-parter?
Don.
Okay, Don says, had a guy call this week and I couldn't understand anything he was saying. Finally realized he was trying to call our SRO or SOR officer to say he was running late for his appointment. When he was in the lobby, he realized why I couldn't understand him, or I realized why I couldn't understand him. He was tweaking something awful and holding his phone in 17 different positions. Yoga for phones. While he talked, and then started swatting it to get the imaginary whatever off it. Dang.
Wow.
That's another level right there as well.
Yeah, because all of a sudden it turned in person real fast.
You know, when I do presentations, I'll have some of my teachers, some of my colleagues with me, and they'll be in the back, you know, and everyone's watching me. And so they're, you know, I see them. And if I say anything that is sort of a Freudian slip or could be taken, you know, they will not let me live it down. And I see them in the back, like laughing, right? One of them was that whenever it comes up, I have to pause now that I've heard it already. What I say is because I say the same stuff, you know, a lot of the times. And I compare training your nervous system like oral hygiene, because, you know, we want to take care of our nervous system like we brush our teeth. So when I talk about brushing teeth, I would like, you know, you brush your teeth every day. And I saw him and this other guy in the back start laughing. And I'm like, why are you guys laughing during my presentation? They're like, you brush your teeth every day. So now when I bring up the oral hygiene metaphor in presentations, I have to like pause and just like keep my hand down.
Tie the hand on the bottom.
Like, people know what brushing teeth is. You don't have to do the demo.
Oh man, that is funny right there. See, I would be that immature mofo who would be back there like,
That's all they do to me, my colleagues in YFFR. You think we're all serious yoga people. We're all trying to figure out how to bring each other down during our presentation.
Constructive irreverence is what we like to say.
That is excellent.
Wow.
So there's a tiger loose. Is this?
This is news to me. I haven't heard this.
Our news channels here in West Tennessee are reporting about your tiger. Wait a minute. Where's that? was that something else up here up the top?
So somebody said they had a plane land on the interstate and a tiger got loose. And I don't know if those were like connected or if they just happened like the same week or.
Tiger got loose because of the tiger.
Right.
Oh my God. She started washing her hair in the toilet. Oh my God.
There's a tiger loose in Knoxville. All right. Copy that. Staying away from
Oh, yeah, stay away from Knoxville. What was this other one? We had a female booked in that was really high on something. She was placed in detox cell. She started washing her hair in the toilet. Arg.
Was that not where you're supposed to wash your hair?
Is that what?
Is that not where you're supposed to wash your hair? I've been doing something wrong.
Right. I thought it was trendy, you know? I thought it was something.
How do you think I get these curls? There's a bunch of poop in it.
Swirl it after flushing.
Right, exactly. It's the swirl.
Oh man. We had one when I was in dispatch. There was a guy that they brought in, and they had him in one of those padded rooms as well, and he started like just flinging his own shit, man, all over the place, and officers went over there to try to calm him down. I don't remember how the rest went down. I just remember them saying that they could see it in the camera where it was just like all over the place. The dude, he just wanted to get out, and he wasn't having like any, well, this is going to sound weird. He wasn't having any mental issues or anything, but he was just trying to find a way to get out of that padded room. They had taken him in there as an intoxicated subject, and I don't remember what he was doing that he got put in there, but then he started doing that, and that was the craziest thing from when they started telling us. They're like, man, it stunk so bad, and we were dry heaving. It was like, I don't need to know anymore. We're done.
Oh, jeez.
Somebody else handle it.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. And but needless to say, she had a shitty situation. Check the welfare of lions, tigers, and bears during the fire this week. Let's see. Yoga, learn to be able to fling poo in new poses.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Have you seen monkeys? They're pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
Learn to fling poo standing on one leg with your other leg wrapped around your neck like a scarf.
You know someone's going to try this. This is going to be like a challenge now.
Yeah, don't try this at home. And
Oh my goodness, it's going to trend on Instagram.
Yeah.
Poo pose.
Don't tag me.
Why bars poo pose?
I'm going to say I don't know you.
Our Instagram people will love it. It'll be our Saturday silly poo pose of the week.
Oh, by the way, every Saturday, our public information director poses our like a funny meme or whatever. So if you guys have, we call it our Saturday sillies. I think that's what we call it, right? Saturday funnies. I don't know, but anyway, if you have like a funny meme, will you send it to Yoga for First Responders on like Facebook or Instagram so we can post it? Because they always get big hits.
Nice. Well, there you go. Now, all of you who are watching, you've got some homework, some more homework.
I've given a lot of homework to your people.
But this is good. They've been all about it. They've been answering everything here in the comments, and it's just been good all the way around.
By the way, I don't know if this is telling everybody a little bit behind the scenes of this show right now. So like on our screen that we can see at the bottom, I feel like I've made it to like the major leagues here, Ricardo, with you, because they always call like Major League Baseball or the NFL the show, right? Like you made it to the show finally. And down here at the bottom, it says, "You're in the show!" Exclamation point. I was like, hell yeah, I'm in the show. I finally made it to the big leagues.
We did it.
You did it.
Yeah.
And we're talking about shit.
Yeah.
This is what it was.
This is the top. This is as good as it gets, apparently.
Oh man, this has been good. We are a little over the hour right now, and we're gonna go ahead and go into the wrap up of this live broadcast. Thank you both so much for being on. This has been excellent, and for all of you who are watching, once again, let me throw this up here one more time. Make sure to go to yogaforfirstresponders.org and just check out everything that's going on. Take advantage of that discount code, and you said that it can be used at the website, correct? And it's Trenches.
Trenches. Go to yogaforfirstresponders.org. Click on Cyber Academy. Use Trenches at sign up.
Yeah. And there's a free version that's for the entire library. New content every other week. We're going to be putting a lot of stuff on there for dispatchers specifically. So if there's anything you're wanting, please let us know. But also follow us on all the socials too. We post a lot of stuff on there as well.
All right, excellent. I'm going to be right back with the both of you here. So hold on just one moment.
All right.
All right. This is a pleasure.
Again,
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Good to
A
be
lot of
here.
fun.
Yes.
Thank you all for joining us. This has been a lot of fun. And, you know, I just love doing this. This has been excellent. I hope you are able to get a lot out of everything that we've been talking about. There's so much more to come, and just more information that I will be letting you all in on here shortly. But again, this has been excellent. Thank you all very much for joining in. I hope that your number that was low was able to go up, and you've also got a lot of tools and homework as well to take home with you. So again, this has been excellent. Thank you all very much for joining in, for supporting, and just everything. Leslie, thank you for sharing your audio. That was hilarious. That was amazing. Thank you so much for that. And this live broadcast has been sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy. If you have any comments, questions, or you want to be a guest on the show, you can email us, and that's going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that is wttpodcast@gmail.com. This show will always be free, but if you're looking for any bonus content, behind the scenes series, the Singing Badly in My Car that I do, a bunch of other stuff, please head over to patreon.com/WTT podcast. I wouldn't be able to do everything that I do without all of you watching, supporting, listening, everything, especially patrons and sponsors. For everything that comes from patrons of the podcast, it goes towards a portion, actually all of Crowdcast, which is what I use for Dare to Be Great. So thank you all very much for the support on that. This can be viewed 24/7 on Facebook, Twitter, as well as YouTube. And the audio version of this is also can be heard 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone. And for those who are asking some questions here, we will throw those answers in the comments. Have a good one, good night, and I will talk to you soon.